How far can the Texans go?
I believe they'll win the division. They'll get a home playoff game. But the thing is, Skip, they're going to either probably end up playing Pittsburgh, the Ravens, or the Chargers. All of those teams pose a serious, serious threat to the Houston Texans because we don't know which team we're going to get on a given Sunday. We're going to get this team, Deshaun Watson, 5 touchdowns. He had more touchdown passes than incompletion. The defense is what's puzzling to me, Skip, is because when you have a defense in the front 7, you have J.J. Watt, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. We have Jadeveon Clowney, the #1 overall pick, who's a Pro Bowl, All-Pro player. And you have Witten Merciless, who's a double-digit sack guy. You would think they would get more hits on the quarterback. They would create more havoc, more pressure on the quarterback. And I don't see it. There's stretches, and you're like, bruh, is J.J. Watt in the game? Is Clowney in the game? Is Merciless?
You're the one who loves J.J. Watt.
Oh, I still think he's unbelievable. Now, he'll flash from time to time. You saw him last night.
He did.
He'd swim, and he catch you napping, and he'll get you. But I just don't think consistently, and I think the teams that they could possibly face, the Chargers, look, they're not going to face the Dolphins. You nor I thought the Dolphins was as good as their 3-0 record indicated. I know what Ryan Tannehill is. I've been known what Brock Osweiler was. And so I was never bought into them.
Yep.
But the Chargers pose a serious threat offensively. The Steelers, we know what they represent offensively. And even the Ravens, Skip, we haven't seen a Joe Flacco throw the ball like this in the regular season. Now, he's playing like postseason Joe Flacco. That's a serious problem. And we know what the Ravens do defensively. So, and Chargers will get Joey Bosa back. How far can they go? I believe they'll win this division. You win your division, you get a home playoff game. If they match up with one of those teams, if they were to draw one of those teams, I do not believe they'll advance to the divisional round of the playoffs.
So, I said this yesterday, and I'm going to double down on it. I think the Houston Texans are becoming a legitimate threat in the AFC. And it's a legitimate threat not just to the best of the rest, but they could become a legitimate threat, I believe, to the two who are in a league of their own, New England and Kansas City.
You believe that?
The only drawback, as we just heard from Alex, is that Will Fuller suffered what appeared to be a torn ACL. That's what they think it is on a play that it shouldn't have been. It didn't look that dangerous. It's the deep ball that falls incomplete. And I don't know what happened. You know how sometimes you just jam your leg in the ground and it just doesn't hit right or something. And he just went down without really much contact and is holding his knee. And I'm like, what happened? First I thought, did he cramp? Or no, he tore his ACL. So that's a big loss because
he's that deep threat over the top.
Yeah, he is. But they got the other guy is just unbelievably good.
Hey, catch, Skip. You got to give him that, Skip. You got to pick the flag up. You got to let him have that catch.
Yeah. And Kiki Cutie was out last night with a hamstring, so he's got to come back strong for them to continue to roll like this because they don't have a tight end who's even a factor. But they can run it a little bit with Lamar Miller and Alfred Blue.
Correct.
And the quarterback is really, really good. I have loved, as you know, Deshaun since he took Alabama to the wire twice, beat him the second time, and just on him and him alone, they're going to be a factor. And I'll just say this: I still like Deshaun even more than I like Baker Mayfield. You know how much I like Baker Mayfield, and I think Cleveland would be even better if they had picked Deshaun over Baker. I think they're going to be just great with Baker, but this kid is even better. He's just got that it factor, that playmaking factor, that toughness under pressure. He had a 99 QBR last night, which tied for the best of the year so far. I know it's just the Dolphins, but these.
Well, how do you get 100 QBR? I'm interested. Can you get 100? I've never seen. Have anybody?
He had what?
4 incompletions and 5 touchdowns.
I don't know. I've never heard of 100.
I haven't either.
Okay, so the Houston Texans play what's rated the 3rd easiest closing schedule.
That's the last place schedule from where they finished last
year. By the way, the Patriots have the 4th easiest and the Chiefs have the 5th easiest, so that ain't happening. But I'm looking at this schedule, and I could see the Texans just continuing to roll. Again, Will Fuller's a big loss, but if they can figure that out with Cutie coming back, They go at Broncos. I think they can win that. At Redskins is tough, but they could beat the Redskins. Then Titans, Browns, Colts, at Jets, at Eagles is tough, but I wouldn't doubt it. And then Jaguars. It's just not that hard of a closing schedule.
No.
Could they go 12-4 or even, dare I say, 13-3?
Right.
Well, then they're going to get one home playoff game. They're not going to get the bye because the other two are just league of their own.
Right.
But you're going to get a home playoff game against the best of the rest. As you say, Chargers, Steelers, Ravens. I'm thinking unless somebody comes out of nowhere.
Correct.
But could they beat them at home? Yeah. With Deshaun? Deshaun can beat anybody anywhere. You saw what he did last year against Tom Brady.
If they were to play any of those teams at home, Skip, they will not get the home favorite liking. Yeah. They wouldn't be the automatic -3. That might be a 1.5 point. That might even come down to a pick 'em ball game.
Yep.
Because they will have so much respect for the other team, especially because you're looking at the quarterbacks. All these quarterbacks are battle tested. Now, Phillip Rivers hasn't won a Super Bowl like Joe Flacco and Ben Roethlisberger, but he's been there. He's a proven commodity. He's a big-time player. So that's the problem that they will have. Now, they play in that division. That division isn't very good. Let's be all the way fair.
All right, so they got that.
Yes.
So they're going to win the division.
Yeah, they're going to win the division. Yeah. And they're going to, unfortunately, draw one of those teams.
Yeah. So now we're back to the defense. Why is the defense only 9th in points allowed so far? It looks like it should be 1st or 2nd in points allowed, right?
Especially with that front seven, when you got three Pro Bowl players, the back end isn't that bad. Jonathan Joseph is not the player he once was.
No, but he's still pretty good.
Still pretty good.
How about Honey Badger?
Yeah,
I mean,
Honey Badger. That was a big addition. That was a huge addition because he's always around the ball, and somehow he finds his way to get his hands on the ball.
So J.J. Watt and Clowney and Merciless and my guy from Vanderbilt, Zach Cunningham, you left him out, but that's okay. Well, they're everywhere. Starters from Vanderbilt are all over the league, basketball, football, baseball.
Yeah. We're going to talk about your boy Walker Buehler in a few seconds.
This is his big night.
Yeah.
He'll get the Dodgers back on track tonight. You watch. It's Vanderbilt baseball you. But the point is that with all that firepower, you're only 9th. What's going on with this? Is J.J. Watt overrated?
No, J.J. Watt is not overrated. Stop it.
Well, how do you have J.J. Watt and Clowney coming from opposite sides and you can eliminate J.J. Watt? It's just...
Well, Clowney, as you notice, Clowney went into the tent last night. Yeah. And that seems to be
he seemed to be okay.
Yeah, but I'm saying he spends a lot of time in the tent and he's not camping, which is not a good sign.
Sometimes he camps on the quarterback.
Yeah, he's very disruptive and they do him a lot of different things, Skip. They'll stand him up and let him hit the A or B gap. They'll put him at left defensive end, right defensive end. They play him in a lot of different places. But I'm with you. I think they should be more disruptive given who they have in the front seven. And it doesn't always surface. But they're going to be a tough out. But I would probably pick Chargers, Ravens, or Steelers. At least Chargers or Steelers over the Texans in the playoff game.
I'm going to ride with Deshaun Watson. He's rare. He's in a league of his own in intangibles. I'm not saying he's the most wildly talented player, but when it's time to make a play and guts it out, he just always makes plays. And what he did to St. Nick's defense twice was just staggering to me.
But the problem that you're going to have, Skip, he does hold on to the ball, which subjects him to hit. And if he takes off with the ball, so he needs to always be cautious. He took some hit in Dallas that you can't take very many of those, Skip, and try to play a whole season. Or you won't play very long taking hits like that.
I agree, but he stood up to it, and he hung in. I think he had cracked ribs. And what happened at the end of the game? Of course, my guys decided to punt on 4th and...
Stop, Jerry.
But, okay,
hold on, look at your defense.
Was good.
I thought you liked your defense.
I was good.
Okay.
But what did he do immediately? He found his guy, D-Hop, right?
Yep.
Big breakaway completion, right? And that was the ball game.
Okay.
So, Deshaun Watson, you want to talk about gutting it out?
Oh, he's special. He has the ability to be special. But now, I mean, when we were talking about him last year, all that goes to Pat Mahomes. Everybody talking about Pat Mahomes, the best quarterback, 23 or under, 25, whatever metrics or age you want to use, because he's just been so phenomenal. Well, Deshaun Watson's been good.
He's been good, but he's just slowly but surely getting his legs back under him because he tore his
ACL. Correct.
All right. So I'm bullish on this team. This team's loaded.
AFC Championship bullish?
Nope. But again, a factor. They could be the best of the rest. They could end up being the 3rd best team in the AFC.
Yeah, but that's not saying much.
Well,
the Chargers will be the third best.
Oh. I thought you liked them to win. You picked them to
That's
win.
what I'm saying.
AFC.
I'm saying they're the third best team
You're
right
dismissing your Super Bowl
No,
pick as the third best?
now. Right now, yes.
You give up so quickly.
Skip.
I would never back off.
First of all, they are the third best team in the AFC right now currently.
Well,
Yeah.
what do you think?
What? They're the third best team.
Well,
They're not better than Kansas City. They're not better than the Patriots
so
right now.
you're already writing off your Super Bowl pick this early?
Skip, the Super Bowl's in
We're
February.
still in October.
Exactly. Does it matter if you're third, fourth, or fifth, or sixth best right now, or do you want to be the first best once the playoff starts rolling and getting to Atlanta? Because I'm going to be in Atlanta. You coming?
Well, I'll be there too, but I think the Saints and the New England Patriots will be there, and I'm not backing off, and I haven't wavered 1 ounce on either pick.
Phillip Rivers.
Yeah. You got it?
Oh, yeah, we're going to get
What's
big.
Phillip Rivers ever done in his whole career?
You got to start somewhere,
He's
Skip.
played like 28 years,
Guess
and he's
what?
still
You know what?
done nothing.
I don't care where you are. At some point in time in your life, it was the first time.
Yep. Well,
So guess what?
yeah.
First time Phillip Rivers wins in his, 16? It'll be his, 15, 16 season?
Yeah. Tom Brady did it for his first time in his first year of starting.
Skip, will you stop trying to compare everybody to Tom Brady?
It's Brady.
That's an
rest.
anomaly.
Yeah.
Anomaly.
You made a big mistake this year picking against Tom Brady.
Ben Roethlisberger won in his second year, too.
All right, well, let's.